What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here bringing another video. Today I'm bringing you a video regarding Power Rangers Dino Supercharged episode 11 now. So episode 11 was a pretty interesting episode, and personally I enjoyed it a bunch. The episode focuses on some interesting stuff that occurs in the show. For starters, I want to go through a bunch of it. We start off by seeing some interactions between the different characters. I'm just trying to double check what the name of the episode is, because I actually forgot to double check that. No, but the episode starts off with us seeing, the Rangers getting along and things are going okay, and eventually, they end up making Chase ends up making this statue diorama trophy thing that says, "Kaylee, I would fly to the moon for you," as in you're the greatest thing ever, I love you forever, or whatever. And so there's that whole entire emphasis of he's trying to be very sweet and loving to his girlfriend, which is good because he has his reputation for his good stuff and his bad stuff. I'm just trying to double check this now just because I am forgetting. Right, love at first fight, that's what it was. So what ends up happening is that he ends up making it for her. He also ends up going on a picnic with her, but the thing is that in the meantime, while it's going on, we end up seeing a new Vivix who has a crush, who's one that wants love and wants that kind of stuff going on in its life. So that's when Poisandra gets to make a special appearance, because we haven't seen Poisandra in quite some time. So what ends up happening is that she has special magic makeup that she uses, which has different traits to it. And the thing is that they use this makeup to make this Vivix beautiful, sorta. And the thing is that this Vivix is referred to as Beauty Cruel. She's beautiful in some ways, but she's but she's also evil, so she's Beauty Cruel. And so the thing is that she ends up being the monster for the episode. She has her own voice, which is not the greatest voice, kind of not so kind of like a masculine female voice, not the best. I'm not saying that masculine female voices are bad per se, but I'm just saying that this voice is not ideal. Anyway, what ends up happening is that we end up seeing her, and she ends up wanting to, go up in the Rangers and find someone that maybe she has an attraction towards. So what ends up happening is that Chase is on a date, gives his girlfriend Kaylee the statue. She loves it. He even has a picnic which has all sorts of freeze-dried food because she wants to be an astronaut and he is being smart. So that all happens, but the thing is that there's a Vivix attack. There's a monster attack. So then what happens is that he makes this excuse that his friend's fish is not doing so well and all that. His name is Bubbles or whatever, and he has to go help him, and it's really serious, and she's understanding, and so he ends up going, even though really it's just a monster attack. So what ends up happening is they end up fighting Beauty Cruel, and what ends up happening is that Poisandra uses her magic makeup to actually take away from the blue, the green, I think it was, and the gold Rangers, so Riley, Coda, and Ivan's power, and gives it to three Vivixes, which they end up having a cape. It looks interesting. Anyway, that all ends up happening. Following that, we end up seeing that they end up having power similar to them. So for example, the one that has Coda's power has caveman strength, so that's something. And so it becomes an interesting battle. In the meantime, we end up seeing Chase and Tyler end up fighting, who was it again? Fighting Wrench and using the T-Rex chopper to defeat, to beat up Wrench, not kill him. Obviously he's still around. So then what happens is that then after that, the fight ends up ending and Beauty Cruel retreats. She eventually ends up finding a target, because the thing is that she's not looked at as someone that's beautiful. So she ends up finding this girl, her name is Brittany, ends up swapping bodies because Poisandra's makeup allows her to do that, where they can swap bodies by just dabbing a little bit on Beauty Cruel and a little bit on Brittany, swapping bodies, and then she becomes a human. So what happens is that they end up trying that, and in the process of doing so, Beautiful becomes human. Thing is that even though that is the case, Beautiful ends up, looking like a human. So then she tries to get the attraction of Tyler. Thing is that the magic is able to actually, if stab a little bit on his back, make him fall in love with her instantly. So that's what happens is, puts a little makeup on his back, makes him fall deeply in love with her, and believes everything she says and treats her like she's the greatest person ever. Eventually, the other Rangers end up figuring out that maybe there's something more to this, maybe there's something that we don't know yet, and so at that point they end up suspecting that maybe if Chase tries to persuade her and maybe convinces her to switch back, then that could be the result. Because the thing is that they end up figuring out that something's suspicious, and they end up actually going to the dumpster, which is where the real Brittany was put into, because that's where they left her so that no one would know. And so the thing is that when they go to the dumpster, they find out, yep, it's true, that it's Brittany, and they end up explaining it, and that's when they realize that they have to do that. The other thing is that while what's going on, Shelby and Kendall are trying to communicate with the Silver Ranger from wherever he is in space. The thing is that he's not responding, so they're still trying to figure that out. So then what ends up happening is that the Chase ends up trying to use his moves on Beautiful as Brittany, and says like, oh, if only you had no eyes, biggest lips ever, and a bob hair cut, that would be a great. And the thing is that like he describes it as these wonderful things, and falls deeply in love with her. And the thing is that she doesn't have to use any of her makeup. He just falls in love with her. So the thing is that because of that, and because he's saying all this, she genuinely believes him, and she genuinely trusts him because she doesn't have to put any makeup on him. And that's really the thing. They see the makeup on Tyler, which tells them that something's suspicious. That's the key point. So what ends up happening is that after that, Beautiful decides to swap their bodies, finds Brittany, who is Beautiful at this time, in the trash, takes her out, and then uses the makeup on both of them, swaps their bodies back. And at that point, she is Beautiful again. Thing is that at the same time, while this is going on, when he admits like, oh, if only you were this and all that, and was being all loving and stuff, Kaylee sees it. Thing is, not really happy about it. But when he ends up speaking to Beautiful, ends up explaining that you've ruined it for me with my girlfriend, but the thing is that now I'm here to defeat you. She actually sees it, and she ends up finding out that her boyfriend is the Black Ranger. So that's obviously pretty exciting. So then and that also is a big deal because usually they do not just reveal that, aside from the seasons where it's like more of a job rather than a big deal kind of thing. Seasons like RPM, SPD, even Lost Galaxy, and a few other seasons have that kind of idea going on. So Lightspeed Rescue also. So all that is key to remember. So then what happens is that they end up fighting. They end up fighting and blasting Beautiful and destroying her. She ends up getting big. They end up using the Terror Charge Megazord with the Tricera formation as well, and Chase gets to use the Dino Drive mode with the sword this time because this is really his episode of focus. In the meantime, the others end up using the Titanosaur to defeat 2 Vivazords and 2 of the Sledge Ball, the giant axe wielding monsters, and then Beautiful. They end up defeating them in a pretty quick effort, and then it's all good. Then Chase kind of tries to be like, I really wish I could tell you why I've been having to bail on you so much. I'm really sorry about everything I've done. And the thing is that basically she drops a hint by sliding over to him some of Poisandra's the broken makeup that Chase actually ends up destroying when they battle against Poisandra Beautiful. And the thing is that he's like, oh my god, and do you actually know? And it's like, yes, I do. And so the thing is that it was the hugest deal for him because it was like, oh my god, my girlfriend knows, and now it's gonna make it so much easier. Now she'll be more understanding and all that. And the thing is that she totally is. So then he wants to obviously tell the others that that's the thing, but Silver Ranger is communicating with them and says, I can't come back. I need you to deal with the Silver Energen because if you don't do it soon, it will cease to work and exist and be functional in the proper way. So the thing is that, clearly they're in a serious state, and that is left with, basically a to be continued kind of situation. Thing is that one of the things I forgot to mention earlier in the episode, tonight does make an appearance, because of the fact that like Chase decides to fall in love with Beauty Cruel, and the thing is that they were aiming towards Tyler. But like Snide was suspicious. Heckle was like, I don't really care who it is. It could be. I don't care if it's the black or the red ranger. I just want an Energem. So you get that. But clearly that was not the smartest move. But it's still nice to see Snide, because the thing is that this is the second episode in a row we've seen Snide, and the thing is that for a while we hadn't really been seeing Snide, so it's really great to see him back again. Anyway, overall, good episode. I like the way that it ends. I like the build-up. I'm also curious about, like, most likely could happen, Kaylee probably will be the female Aqua Ranger. Most likely. I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure, but I would probably assume so, just because if she knows, why would they choose someone that, like, wouldn't know? You know what I mean? Pretty much, like, set up. Like, it's perfect. So, hopefully that's what they're going with. If they choose to be like legitimate with the show and do that towards the very end, like during the last couple episodes, and like decide to swap them, that would be cool. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Overall, though, I really like this episode. I'd love to know your guys' opinions in the comments below. Did you guys find this episode good? What didn't you like? What did you like? Mainly my thing as far as like is like the ending and all that. I really liked how they ended it, but like the overall episode, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like the most amazing episode. But I think the later half of it was good. Like I think it was really good, and it was so nice to see the Graphite Ranger show up again, Prince Philip. He did show up, so that is good. Aqua did not show up. I don't believe, or maybe did, but like didn't actually show, like Mr. Navarro didn't actually show up, as in like we didn't get to see him his face or whatever, but maybe as a ranger. I don't really remember. I think so, but yeah, so that's about it. Please leave your comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Sarah, and goodbye, guys.